So if you weren't here yesterday, we got to hear from Pastor Larry Osborne, which is awesome. And he talked to us about some of the benefits that we've had from that strong, long-lasting pastoral leadership given to us by Pastor Russ. And if you didn't know, you can't find a much wiser voice on leadership considering he wrote one of the de facto books on Christian leadership. But I'm not here to give you a leadership seminar. I'm here to give you a word for the day. So I want to talk about one of the biblical principles that Larry talks about. In regards to the role of the pastor, he talks about when Jesus says, "Whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant, and whoever wants to be first must be your slave. Just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." You see, Jesus, clearly there's nobody greater than him. But even though that is the case, he came to serve, not to be served. And he wasn't just setting a role for pastors or those on church staff. He was setting a role for anybody who wants to call themselves a Christ follower. Some of us are called to radical encouragement. Some of us are called to be prayer warriors. Some of us are called to be generous givers to the church. And many of us are going to be called to volunteer some of our time at the church. And if you are at all interested in that, we need people for children's ministry. We need people for youth ministry. We need people for the Hispanic ministry that's up and coming. We need people to be first impressions. We need people for every little part of the church and every large part of the church as well. That's the only way this is going to work, is as a church, we work together. So ask yourself, am I being a servant to my brother or my sister in Christ? Am I being a slave to my brother and sister in Christ? Because that's what we're called to do. We're called to emulate Christ in every way we can.